Hello and welcome to A Pair of Dice Lost podcasting channel. My name is Brendan. My pronouns are he, him, and I'll be your storyteller for this game about living gods on the wrong side of the law. Joining me for this game is...
Hey there, guys. My name is Tyler. Pronouns are he, him. I'm going to be playing Ricky, the fire-aspected street exorcist.
Hi, everybody. My name's Christina. I will be playing Ellion. My pronouns are she, her, and Ellion's pronouns are they, them. They are a water-aspected investigator.
Hi, everyone. My name's Cody. Pronouns are he, they, and I play Amalar Divine, the air-aspected shady businessman.
Hi, my name is Britt, and my pronouns are she and her. I play a wood aspect named Rush Fairus, who has a ferret familiar named Zeke. Together, they specialize in archery, larceny, and dance.
Hi, I'm Michaela, she, her, and I'll be playing Tirali of House Dragara, an Earth-aspected leader of a small military force known as the Tyrants, who cooks the books for the gang.
And this is Exalted, like a dragon-blooded. Act 2, Sins of the Family.
Quick, Tirali, give me your foundation.
My foundation?
I need your foundation, so I don't have green skin. Well, green tinted skin.
Okay, so we come back into game with you asking Tirali for her foundation so you can change the skin color. Sounds great. Michaela, do you think that Tirali has any makeup on her at the office?
You know, she doesn't seem like the type, but being Earth aspected, I'm sure she could get some clay that would be colored, which is kind of what they used back in the day, right?
Oh, man. Are you trying to say I got mud on my face, Michaela?
You're a big disgrace.
It's alright, I'll just kick your can all over the place.
Hey, that's my job.
If we're not careful, the Wild Hunt will rock you.
Okay, so you guys are looking for some makeup to put on to put on Fairus to disguise her.
We could always just do the coloring and wrap your hair up. Like, actually get some cloth and wrap it.
Yeah, that could work.
You guys are in the office. Multiple people come through here. There is probably some kind of makeup or foundation around here. Any reasonable thing can probably be found here. If you start getting a little bit unreasonable with your disguise, like, I don't know, you crafted legs and extendo arms to make yourself appear like 2 feet taller than you actually are.
My gosh. Are we really going to reference that?
Yeah, I'm really going to reference that. Then I'm probably going to ask you to make a couple different rolls. But, like, if you're just doing, like, normal disguise shit, like, I'm going to just say you probably have the materials on hand. So, Fairus, please describe for the audience what your disguise looks like in the process of getting disguised.
Fairus would probably, track down some kind of foundation somewhere that's not, green tinted. So she would get some foundation and cover up probably like on her hands, feet and ankles, wherever would be visible, her face, her neck. Because she lives there, she would have other clothes with her. So I'd probably look for some kind of like jacket or something long sleeved to kind of cover up her arms a little bit more.
I think we should give you something that's not yours so it doesn't look like it's your style.
Fair. There's plenty of clothes. I'll just steal some of Ricky and Divine's shit. No one will ever know.
I was going to say we should definitely raid Divine's closet. He can afford to replace it.
Yeah, who cares? He's not here. He went off to go and handle something.
He described Divine as being somewhat small, on the smaller side, not like super buff.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Totally can steal some of Divine's clothes, and like, she can wrap herself to, not look so feminine as well. Put the foundation on, so she'll be wearing like what, look shy and garb, I guess.
Okay, that'll definitely throw people for a loop.
And then I don't know if there's like a fireplace or something, but like something that she can put in her hair to make it not, blonde and green with vines, and probably trim the vines super short.
Okay, yeah, that's easy enough to do. So, with that description and everything, I will give you 2 stunt, so that's 2 extra dice and an auto success. And then you also now you get to roll me a intelligence and larceny roll. And if you have any charms that help with this, now would be the time to tell me.
So for Chameleon, would I be able to also like change my skin color to just more normal colored and less green?
Yeah. It's a chameleon skin. It's just, if you get flustered, it's gonna.
Well, it'll just kind of buffer the foundation a little.
Right.
What color skin are you trying to make it look like?
Not green tinted. So like
Okay.
tan, cheer skin, or look shy colored skin. Since I'm going with Divine's clothing.
You're probably gonna go with tan then.
Yeah. Just not green. Or like green tinted. So it says she adds a die to stealth roll, so that's not larceny.
Correct.
Alright. But if I need to be sneaky. Alright. So you said it is. You said intelligence and larceny?
Intelligence and larceny. And then if you have any charms, now would be the time to use them.
I do have charms. I want to use Underground Rivers Flow, which is my excellency for larceny. I'm going to spend 4 motes to add 2 auto successes.
Okay.
And then I forgot I had this charm. Flowing body disguise. Alright, so I'm going to actually do the 2 motes for Underground Rivers Flow to give me 1 auto success.
Okay.
Flowing body disguise for 2 motes to kind of help my movements not be as similar to Fairus's, to make me seem like a different person in disguise.
So someone with different physical traits, like really trying to basically you're trying to ignore that penalty from the disguise roll.
Yeah.
Okay. So then now it'll be extra hard for people to actually pick you out.
Yes, and I'm going to do that from my personal.
Okay.
And then I got the 1 auto success for my excellency and the 1 for the stunt? Or is it just the 2 dice? The 1 for the stunt. So that's 5 successes.
So if you could please just keep that in mind in case that someone does try to suss out who that you are after a long time of interacting with you, that is the target number that they have to beat.
You said 5?
5.
Cool, I'm putting in the notes.
Damn, if only me, being a performer could add to the act.
I mean, you might have some performance charms to let you do stuff like that. There are a lot of performance charms.
There are a lot of performance charms. If I need to use them, I will use them as I see fit. Because I think I have a few that can help me with it as needed.
Tirali and Ellion, are you guys getting disguised at all, or are you guys just going out with Fairus?
I mean, if Ellion just looks at Fairus after, I assume Tirali and I have both helped her get, disguised up. And they just look at the other two. It might be a little conspicuous if we're just both walking around with a random person when we usually associate with Fairus.
Guys could say that I'm new to the family and you're showing me the ropes. Or because I'm new, you're keeping an eye on me.
I was just going to say you're a new Tirali's tyrant.
That could be a good cover story.
I mean, I've got plenty of them running around town.
That is true. I think I ran into a couple on my way back here, actually.
Other thing I would like to do before we leave is grab some more plain-looking arrows and a plain-looking short bow, or make it less not my arrows.
Okay.
Because, that's a problem.
That's easy enough to do.
Basically, just take off the trinkets that would make them look like they were my arrows.
If you're going to do that, Ellion's going to grab a cloak or some kind of shawl, and I assume you have them just like on your back or something, and they're going to kind of situate it and wrap it a certain way to hide the bow and the arrows a little bit better.
Yeah. I could punch things, but I can't punch good.
Not with that attitude, you can't.
Yeah, that's true. But I can't have a confidence I can fuck things up attitude. I'm not Fairus. Fairus is confidence in her ability to fuck things up.
All right, then. So, with the disguise out of the way, the three of you exit the tower in Chiaroscuro, and which way do you guys want to head off first? Towards where Ricky last saw Idris, or towards the Plaza District?
Pretty sure we decided we were going after the other lunar.
So that's
not lunar, solar. So Plaza.
Okay, so that would be the Plaza District.
If the other two are okay with it, Ellion would suggest taking not like secret hidden back roads, but a little bit more of offshoot areas, not common roads.
I mean, I'm down for that, and not being in the middle of everything.
Are you okay with that, Tirali?
Absolutely.
Okay. I think I can find us a way through here that doesn't put us right in the middle of all the mayhem.
All right, last thing before we go outside, guys. What is my name?
That is probably important to figure out.
Oh man, will Ellion be able to tell people, oh yeah, this is my friend? Definitely not Fairus.
You can call me Zeke, because Zeke hides in my blouse, and it'd be just like you're talking to him.
Definitely, this is Zeke.
Yeah, and Ellion just, when they gesture at Fairus, they're gesturing in the area that Zeke is at, usually hiding. Yes.
Uh-huh.
That is Zeke.
It'll be fun.
I'm just not going to do a lot of the talking. I will leave that to Tirali.
Fairus is going to look at Tirali and be like, don't get too bossy now. I'm only your tyrant for the day.
But still a tyrant nonetheless. Let's go.
Fairus will salute her as she follows her out.
You guys head on out into the main roads of Chiaroscuro, which, understandably, given the weirdness that's been going on, are very busy and full of people who are legitimately freaking out. I mean, there was an eclipse. There's word spreading very rapidly of anathema in town. there's also been the issue of the word has spread fairly rapidly about the wild hunt coming to town. Who could have possibly done that? And you guys taking the side roads to get from where that you are in the old city to the Plaza District does add quite a bit of time to it, but it was the better choice. There's a lot of stuff going on the main roads right now. Probably best that you're not there. I'm gonna roll some dice because I never get to roll them enough. Okay. So you all go through the back roads and everything towards the Plaza District. You are fairly unaccosted, and nothing comes out as weird to you all, except for the fact that, you know, the roads are full of people more than usual. The Plaza District, for those of you who haven't been there, which I think is actually all of you, because I think that I think you guys have probably wandered through there before, but I think that you guys kind of saw that as an option and then went, oh no, we're not going to deal with this.
I mean, I think none of us have been here in the campaign setting, like as a scene, but if I can make the assumption that, you know, Ellion grew up here, they've probably been there at least once at some point.
Oh yeah, if you grew up here, then you've been here at least once before. The Plaza District is it's actually fairly close to the docks. It's very nicely situated to be able to look over the harbor. And as you guys make your way out of the old city and into the new city, you can see rising up above the Plaza District is the most complete tower in all of Chiaroscuro. Even the one that you guys made your home for your office still has like bits and pieces missing of it. There are some floors that are irreparably damaged. This one is a whole ass complete skyscraper that has not had the ravages of multiple wars and everything else hit it. And around there are smaller, kind of doting around it are smaller buildings that look closer to like, just like to put it out there, like kind of like modern houses as opposed to like the brick and clay of the rest of Chiaroscuro.
So Chiaroscuro is typically like brick and clay, and these are more like stone?
No, these are going to be more like actual like modern architecture that we would see like in real world.
Okay.
It is out of place. It is a little jarring, but it is a remnant of the first stage. When the other thing about so when you guys walk into the Plaza District, there is one other very noticeable thing going on here. The roads here are immaculate and swept. Given how close you guys are to the south and like the harbor and everything, it is hard not to have like sand and dirt and everything go throughout the city and just get caked on and people not care. But here you can see the cobblestones and everything else is shining, as there are gold-plated people walking around and cleaning things.
So this is where they have the full-size candy bars for Halloween.
Yeah, basically. This is where you have those parties at, and you don't worry about cleaning up afterwards. Someone else will do it.
Right? Fairus will, trudge along, following following them, but also like not drawing attention to herself.
So you're just trying to blend in with them, even with the disguise. Okay. That would be a Dex and Stealth roll.
Acting like a tyrant. Following my leader.
Hey, Brendan. While Britt's doing that roll, I had a quick question because I used some essence to like enter the investigation competition. Essentially, have I gotten any of that back by now?
It's been about an hour, so 5.
Cool, thank you.
Another question: do I add in extra dice for my chameleon or no?
Yeah. I think that's kind of the point of that, isn't it?
How many dice is it? Because it didn't actually say how many dice.
Add a die to stealth rolls and 2 survivor rolls to hunt for game. If she's not wearing any clothes, add 2 dice.
I'm definitely wearing clothing. 3 successes.
You are blending in just fine to your knowledge. The rest of you guys are walking through the Plaza District, I guess just kind of admiring it. I mean, at least to Fairus and Ellion, this is one of the options you guys did have for a little bit about where to put your headquarters in the city. So are you guys regretting that decision to not put it here in the night with the nice swept streets and everything?
No.
Fair enough.
I feel like this is definitely a place that'd be harder to get away with crime.
Let's be realistic. If we had our place here, Ricky and Divine would cause trouble very quickly.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Like, I imagine one or both of them purposely just littering the walkways out of disrespect.
I could definitely see that happening. Or Divine making work for the peasants and causing issues. Like, I could totally see that.
He would probably just throw something on the ground and say, it's job security for them.
That sounds like something he would say and do.
So as you guys are having this conversation, you do not see any golden light coming from this area. There is no obvious signs of anathema here. How are you all going to try and find your quarry? There's a couple, gold-plated people that might have seen something, or you can go and find someone else who's a little bit more normal.
I mean, are there any signs or sounds of a fight breaking out somewhere? Or like a disturbance?
Well, signs or sounds of a fight sounds like an awareness roll. Or if you're looking for, sounds of a fight sounds like an awareness roll. Signs of a fight sounds like an investigation roll. Possibly survival if you're looking to track someone.
You know what's super convenient? I have query revelation technique, so I can track wild beasts and anathema.
Does it specifically say anathema?
The dragon blood can track wild beasts back to their dens or the anathema to their lairs.
Wow. Let's see. You can reroll 6s on a tracking roll until they cease to appear and is capable of rolling to contest even magical concealment that is otherwise perfect.
Guess
such
who
as
also
a
has that
solar's
charm?
traceless passage.
It's almost like I built myself to be able to track things in survival and investigation.
I also have that charm. As well as stalking wolf pursuit and trail concealing measure.
And I have bloodhound nose technique, which I don't think is going to work super well because you usually need evidence for that.
Tracking and avoiding trackers is also a survival action. Tracking is a contested action, wits plus survival, for the party attempting to cover their tracks against perception plus survival for the tracker.
Do you say perception plus survival?
Yes, perception plus survival. The terrain might inflict penalties on one party or the other if it is particularly easy to track in or avoid leaving tracks in. I would say, considering that this place is being pretty consistently swept clean and getting tracks removed, they're going to have some bonuses to like it is going to be harder for you to track here.
If I'm helping them track, would there be any sort of bonuses for my specialty with the occult and anathema warning signs?
I think that what we can either do is we can do a weird assist rule that I think that I've used like once before, where that you could basically roll your wits and occult for with the specialty of anathema warning signs, and I would give them however many bonus dice as you get successes, or I can let them stunt. Basically, I can't give you guys both bonuses.
Also, Ellion looks to the other two. If we can find some evidence that they were around here, which they look around at all the sweeping, might not be very likely, I can also track them easy that way as well. Easier, I think, that way as well. So we have options.
So, whoever is making the tracking roll, do you guys want help from Michaela, or do you guys want to get the stunt bonus?
Right. Question. How good is your perception and survival together?
Perception is 3, survival is 4.
Okay, so we'd be at about the same, because my perception's 5 and my survival's 2.
I also have a specialty in awareness to be able to tell if I'm being followed.
That's nifty. I just have investigation for a crime scene, so it's not survival. And then I've just got my enhanced eyes, but I don't know how much that would actually help us.
It depends on how you're looking for things. You know, like if you like are trying to, I don't know, like pick out like the sense of like burning ozone that might theoretically be left behind by an anathema suddenly popping up, then yeah, obviously I'm not going to give it to you. But if, I don't know, you're looking for scorch marks left by burning essence with your eyes, then yeah, I'm going to give that to you.
I think Fairus could do this, maybe with Tirali's help.
Yeah, I can do it. So I'm doing the
Okay. So if you're going to do it, then my question for you is, do you want the potential more dice bonus that Tirali can give you, or do you want the stunt bonus?
Let's do what Tirali can give me. Because all I was going to do for stunting would be looking at Tirali and basically saying, you know, I will scout ahead for us. And that was about it. Just to make it look like I'm doing my job that I don't actually have.
Okay. In that case, then, Tirali, if you could give me a... trying to think, I think I said wits plus occult with that specialty in anathema warning signs. That would be your roll to assist.
What does the specialty add to it? Just like, is it like an extra die?
It's an extra die. And then, you know, if you want to pump this with an occult excellency or whatever, you are absolutely welcome to.
How far out is medium range, by the way?
So medium range is kind of wibbly wobbly. It's usually within, usually it is something that is within line of sight. Like you can see that far.
Okay, good to know. I was just looking for reference for feeling the dragon's bones.
I don't think I really have too many charms that could help other than... No, because that's technically for awareness. It's the observation method.
The thing that you're going to want to be doing, if that you have the charm, since you're rolling an occult, since you're rolling for occult, you would have to use the occult excellency to give bonuses. So that would be Hidden Secrets Whisper if you have it.
I don't think I do. I've not seen it.
Okay, then.
Well, that didn't help much.
Okay, Britt, you get to roll with one extra die.
One extra die. Oh boy.
Don't worry, Michaela. It happens every time. I think that Cody, the last time that I used this, this homebrew rule, Cody also did that, and it was like, oh yeah, I was gonna stun, but here, have a die, I guess.
So I'm rolling survival and perception.
Perception, survival. If you have any specialties or excellencies, feel free to use them now, and then you get one extra dice.
Cool. So I have the survival excellency that I'm going to spend 2 motes on to use to get an auto success. Right? Yes, an auto success. And then I'm going to spend an additional 2 motes for the Quarry Revelation technique, which is the one that Christina said that she also had for tracking wild beasts back to their dens, or the anathema to their lairs.
The one that lets you reroll 6s?
Yep, reroll 6s until they cease to appear. And I can roll to contest even magical concealment that is otherwise perfect. So that's another 4 that I'm taking out of my personal. And perception is 3, survival's 4, 7 plus 1 from Michaela makes it 8. So that's 5 for the dice, plus my auto success for my my excellency. So that's 6 auto successes. And I reroll 1 6.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
Nope.
So 6 auto successes.
Okay. So with 6 successes, you go scouting ahead of Tirali as that she gives you the orders on things to be looking for that show the signs that an anathema has been here. A little salute to your boss. You go looking ahead and scouting ahead. After a little bit of looking and getting closer and closer to the tower, you notice that you do find something that she told you about, how that that it is believed that where the solar anathema step, the stone beneath them becomes scarred and worn down, as if the little gods of the earth around them had been sucked dry of their of all essence. And you find a little spot, not a big spot, mind you, but it is a little spot that is on a worn cobblestone that looks almost like a piece has been burnt into it. And with that little bit of knowledge and everything, you kind of keep, as soon as you see like the first one and wave everyone else forward, you continue seeing more and more of these as you're getting closer and closer to your target. Eventually, it stops as that you are at the door to the Plaza Tower. There are...
I say is it the Brightness Tower? That's the Plaza Tower?
Yes.
Okay.
As you get closer and closer to the door, you can see that the gold-plated sweeping crew has been slowly kind of I don't want to say descending on you all because that's just a little bit more ominous than I wanted, but they have stopped doing their job and you all are now flanked on either side by about 50 of them on either side of you. So there's about 100 in total of these gold-plated men and women. To let you know, Fairus, you absolutely believe that the anathema went inside the tower. That or they disappeared and got murdered here.
Okay. I will, make once I get to the tower, or at least as close as I can before they look like they might stab me. I'll look at the door, look down, look back at the door, do an about face to Tirali, and just give a nod of affirmation.
As that you guys are doing that, there is the ominous sound of about 100 brooms going in tandem.
Is it they're actually sweeping on the ground, or is it more they've lift them up in a threatening manner?
They are sweeping on the ground. Swish, 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 swish.
Ellion just looks at the closest one. How far away are they at this point?
I would say they are within short distance. So, if you wanted to, you could get into punching range real quick with them.
Oh, I'm not worried about that right this moment. Ellion's gonna look at one of them. Can we help you?
When you look at one of them, in your vision, you can see about 2 to 3. So if you could give me a perception and awareness roll. And yes, you do get the visual thing.
9 successes.
Well, hot damn.
I have high stats for those.
At least the dice like somebody.
All right. So as you look at 2 or 3 of them and ask your question of can you help them, you notice that all of them, while that they are all coated in the same gold and metal, not a single one of them is the same. They are just as unique and different as any person you would see on the street. Save for the fact that they are all covered in the same gold, metal trappings.
You said they look like normal people, just with gold?
They look like normal people, but gold.
Did they make any replies to us, to my words?
They all look to each other, and for a while they stare at Fairus, who is currently the closest to the tower.
Ellion's just gonna shift over to where Fairus at and looks at them again. Can we help you?
The closest 4 to you speak in unison. That is all of them are differently pitched voices, but they all are speaking in a unison to you. And they say, "Do you have business with Grandmother Bright, excuse me, I'm new to this job."
We have business if something... Ellion gestures down and points to the marks on the floor. We have business with them if something is hiding in there that shouldn't be.
Entry into the tower without Grandmother Bright's permission is inadvisable.
Inadvisable because?
Inadvisable because it would be rude to enter into another person's domicile without proper permissions.
Fair. How would we obtain those proper permissions?
You need to have someone from the tower invite you in. Maybe for tea.
Well, I do enjoy tea. They look up at the tower. Brendan, does Ellion know anybody in the tower by chance?
I believe that you guys actually implied at some point that you guys at least think that you know someone from the family that could be there.
Ellion thinks for a moment. I believe I do know someone who is in here. Would you be able to go and get them so I may ask them, or is there a way I can contact them up there? I don't know if they're in at the moment.
One of the female ones looks to you and goes, please give me their name, and we will go and ask them.
Gary Karsa.
Gagari Karsa. Gagari Karsa. Ah, of the Gagari family. Yes, we will go and ask.
Thank you. It's greatly appreciated. Please let them know that Renal Ellion is here. I would like to speak to them.
Understood. And the person goes in. And you all were there with the street sweeper gang for a while. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before that we let time pass a little bit and someone is going to come down?
I mean, Ellion's just going to kind of like shift so that they're closer to the tower than Fairus, hoping that'll keep the people sweepers' attention on them more so than Fairus.
Fairus will 100% move and stand back kind of behind Tirali to make it look like I am there following Tirali. Like, not like directly behind them, but kind of like back into the left or right, just to look like I am one of Tirali's people.
Yeah, Ellen's just going to stand there with their arms behind their back, just kind of holding their hands there, looking around. Is Brendan, can I get a really, really good look at these sweepers? Like, to tell if they're actually people or just really, really good robots, or
they're people.
You can, you know what, with the amount of time that you have, you could probably get away with an investigation check.
Okay. Bear with me for a second. I might just blow a little bit of essence on this. I think I'm probably just going to do my excellency.
Just look them straight in the eyes and just go, are you a people? And see if they call you racist.
Nah, I'm not.
I mean, it's a shame that we don't have Divine here to do that for you.
Right?
Pros and cons. Okay. So I am going to throw. Brendan, does this? Oh no, because I'm investigating the bots. So they're not a crime scene. So I'm going to throw 4 motes into my investigation excellency to get 2 automatic successes, and I can also reroll 6s.
Okay.
And I assume I can add my eyes in since I'm like staring them down.
Yes, you can.
So 7 on the dice, I get to reroll 1 of them. That's still a 6. It's till they cease to appear. So that's 9 on the dice, because that was a 10, plus 2 automatic successes, so 11. Brendan, what do my special cat eyes see?
Okay. Your special cat eyes see something very interesting. When you get up close to these people, you notice that the facial features that they have are, while exquisite and interesting and different, are all drawn on them. When you squint and look at 2 side by side and kind of with your investigative mind can take those features off, you realize that you are looking at the same person repeated 100 times. They are exceptionally, exquisitely made automata.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The weird thing is that because Ellion's been here for a while.
Ellion grew up here.
You know that sometimes troublemakers that wander into the Plaza District go missing. And you've had to try and track down some of those troublemakers before and never really came up with a proper good answer for where that they went. And one of these faces that is drawn on to this automata looks very much like one of those people that you lost track of. A troublemaker who had a habit of breaking into people's houses and robbing them. Do you relay this information to those around you who might have other knowledge that might be helpful?
I will in 1 second. I have a particular way I'm going to do this. I don't know if you want me to do another roll. To see if I can recognize other faces other than just the singular one.
I'll give it to you that you find a few.
Okay, because I was gonna say I have eidetic memory, so I don't know if that would help or not.
With 11 successes, or with how many successes that you got, I will just give it to you that you get a few.
Okay, because I was gonna say eidetic memory also gives me an auto success on the relevant thing that that's for. So, okay, interesting. Got it. So Ellion's going to, after scanning through the crowd, look to this particular quote unquote troublemaker who like to break into houses. Insert person's name here.
I don't know. Make up a name, Christina. Just give them a name.
Hinami. It's been a while. I didn't realize that you came to work over here.
Did you say Manami?
Hinami.
Hinami, okay. This person looks to you, gives you like a tilt of their head in a quizzical fashion. Not working, only sweeping. Have to make a place clean.
Is sweeping not work?
Work implies that there is pay.
So is this a way to make recompense for what you've done before with all the breaking and entering into people's houses?
Unable to process query.
So Elion's going to turn into another face, call them out by name, and kind of ask a similar line of questioning. Call them out by their name, be like, oh, are you here as well? Because, you did this and you're trying to make up for it.
Anytime that you get to the point of asking them specifics about why that they're here or why that they're doing this, they immediately start telling you that they are unable to answer your query.
After they do this to about 4 different individuals, which I think is probably a reasonable number of faces that they would recognize. And then look back to Tirali. Tirali, do you recognize anyone here? I know you haven't been in town very long, but does anybody look familiar?
And I'm supposed to just be looking at the automatons, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Side note, am I just supposed to be making up a character?
If you want to say that maybe there was a tyrant that went missing a couple months after you got into town who was particularly rowdy, you could recognize them here. But generally speaking, like, I would say, yeah, you probably recognize someone, and they kind of go along with the line of questioning until you get to, like, what happened, and then they're basically unable to process it.
Okay, let me think of a quick name. So Tirali's going to look around and see someone who she would recognize as Tamari, a former tyrant who, shortly after coming to town, actually, once we had agreed to join the family, and she kind of goes over to her to strike up conversation.
Hello, Tirali. Lovely day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really great out. What are you doing here, Tamari?
Sweeping the Plaza District.
That's weird because you're supposed to be in my command, and I don't recall wanting the tyrants to do cleanup crew for people.
Decided to switch professions. So Michaela, what do you think that this person got in trouble for?
Probably either fighting or sniffing around anathema, which is supposed to be a no-no, but that is something the house still does. So I could see either one happening.
You recalled her being a hothead in your time, and she tended to get into more brawls than normal.
I mean, that would make sense for a tyrant. I could see her trying to prove her strength at somebody's restaurant and making some ruckus.
So as you are continuing to question them, if you want, you can give me a if you could give me a wits and occult roll. And I'll give you a stunt for the role play. So you get an extra 2 dice.
Why?
So with only one success, you know that something
Oh my god.
magical clearly happened to this person, but you can't really tell what. And as Ellion pointed out, their features on their faces are basically drawn on very well. But if you were to, like, say, reach a hand out and start smudging the face with, like, your thumb or something, the face would absolutely start, like, smudging, like you're smudging a marker or something.
Ellion didn't technically say that. They kind of just were talking to them and trying to allude to the fact that, hey, these might have been, people.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Is there any way that she could continue to try to press Tamari any? Because she does have like a 3-dot intimacy for family sticking together. So she wouldn't be the most thrilled that one of her people's taken off and is in this group of gold folk.
You know what? Yeah, absolutely. So you continue to talk to her, and I will let you know that eventually, as you get to any very specific questions, like with Ellion, this automaton that looks like Tamari, eventually starts telling you that they are unable to process the query. How do you take that?
Even though she's really tied to family, she's also really stoic. I don't think Tirali would let it outwardly show, but it's definitely something she's taking note of. That the automaton can't, process inquiry. And she's definitely going to find out what's going on there for her people.
Okay. As you're trying to figure all this out, the automaton that had left earlier comes back out and looks to Ellion. He goes, "Excuse me, question person. Yes. Unfortunately, no one from the Gagari household is available currently to let you in. We apologize. However, if you have any queries, we have gotten the property manager to come down and talk with you."
Oh, that would be lovely. Thank you.
The automatons stop as the door to the plaza opens, or to the plaza tower opens, and more or less put the brooms onto their shoulders, almost like people holding rifles with like a salute and like standing at attention, as this old crone of a woman with like long silver hair and like a bent back comes out with a cane that is tapping along, and she looks up to you all as she's a little shorter due to her advanced age, and sees you all and goes, "Hello, dearies. My helpers have informed me that you're looking for someone here. Is there any way that I can assist you?" Thank you for taking the time to enjoy our show. If you liked what you heard, why not leave a review or tell a friend about us? It helps get the good word out about the work we put into this show. If you wanted to ask us any questions, you can contact us through Twitter at apairofdicelost or email at apairofdicelost@gmail.com. The theme song for this game is Dragon Dance by Raphael Crux, used under a Creative Commons license. And for making it this far, I saw that cool thing you did, so have some stunt dice.